Hi Gemini, this is your forecast for the month of April 2017. This is a general reading for Gemini Sun, Gemini Rising, or Gemini Moon. If you have a different rising or moon sign, you might find watching those videos helpful or more informative for you. You can watch your reading in 3 different ways: the full extended monthly, or for just the energy influence, watch the brief, or if you prefer, watch the weekly for the upcoming week. Weeklies also make it easy for you to review information you may have forgotten in the full reading. Please remember that these are general readings, and so they may not apply to everyone. If you would like a reading that is specific to you, please visit my website at thealchemistastrologer.com. Please also check out my pay-per-view channel, vimeo.com/on-demand/finding-love for monthly love readings. Now, the third week, you have the Hermit. This is another major card. So this is a week where you can tie up some loose ends. You're encouraged to. There's some things that you've been putting off, some things that you haven't wanted to deal with, that you didn't want to face. Maybe that is the decision that you were having trouble making. But this is a week where you're going to have to deal with things. This is a karmic card with a strong karmic influence, where the upside is that you get to have the luxury of having some spiritual protection this week. So you are protected while you're working through some things in order to gain some awareness about you and some understanding of other people. So this could be a week where you spend more time alone, more time behind the scenes. Now, for some of you, especially if you're a creative person or an inventive person, or you're working on a project, this could be a week where you actually need to isolate yourself in order to accomplish your goals. Maybe you're studying, again, maybe doing some research or something behind the scenes where it's necessary for quiet and solitude. But for others of you, you're doing some thinking. You're getting in touch with your psyche and listening to some inner guidance. You're trying to find some answers. And this is going to be a week where you may withdraw from society. You may keep to yourself. You'll have to practice patience and prudence. And you're doing some reflection. Now, you're examining yourself. You're doing a reassessment. Some of you are dealing with health issues. Others of you are coming to terms with age and where you are and how much you've accomplished or not. Maybe this is a mental health week, where you just need to take a time out for self. Now, some of you are seeking some advice. You want to get in contact with somebody, maybe somebody who counsels, or somebody who just has knowledge, wisdom that they can offer. Or maybe you are doing that for someone else. The downside is that this could be some excessive isolation that eventually leads to loneliness, feeling rejected, or being totally absorbed, being afraid to be intimate and close to someone else. Or maybe you're not even listening to good advice that's given to you. There's a lack of communication. Could be that you're trying to escape. Some of you, maybe you don't want to grow up. You don't want to accept responsibility. Or maybe you're playing a victim role. Or maybe you're even working against yourself. You're being your own worst enemy. But again, this is a week for you to get in touch with you. And you're going to get some answers. You're going to gain some awareness. Whatever you believe, that's going to be challenged this week, particularly if you're dealing with some stress or some type of crisis. This is a week about listening, not talking, listening, because the more you listen, the more you're going to learn. You're going to learn about you, and you're going to learn especially about the people around you. Are they speaking the truth? And how do you know it's the truth? Does it match up with what they're actually living? So actions, of course, speak louder than words. This is a week for you to have common sense, particularly if you were in no man's land at the beginning of the month. You will need to rely on self. The more you understand that you need to make decisions that are best for you and not rely on other people to keep their word, you're going to be able to navigate in ways that are best for you and help you achieve what you're hoping to accomplish. So this is a week for you to be somewhat detached. Let the emotional go. Let the ego go. This is about being philosophical, taking an intellectual outlook in order to make your plans. The clearer you can see the truth of you, as well as other people and situations for what they really are, this is going to help you realign your goals. This could be a week where you may have limited dealing with people. You're talking, you're communicating, but it's from a distance. You're not letting others in. And maybe you're waiting for a situation, that maybe there's a strategy behind it. Maybe you're biding your time with something. For others of you, there's a strong focus in a particular area of your life, and you're giving it all of your attention. But while that's happening, there's something brewing somewhere else. Something is falling through the cracks because you're so intently focused on one particular arena, and it's causing you to lose touch with something else. Maybe, you're so focused on work and what's happening there that you don't realize that there's some domestic issues going on that you need to attend to. Or maybe you're so caught up in some family issues that you're neglecting some issues on the job that you need to focus on. This could be a week where, oddly enough, you provoke some type of confrontation with another person. The point of which is to make that leap of understanding, to gain that awareness of yourself and the other person. Consequently, even though you feel the need to trigger something, you're likely not going to win that battle. You're going to walk away probably with a sense of defeat. And maybe it gives you pause to think, and that's the key. It is provocative in some way. And it has you making a reassessment about something, about your belief system, about who you are, about who that other person is. So you're going to find out that maybe you weren't as smart as you thought you were. So this is a week about something coming to light, some kind of knowledge, some kind of information. Something that you can glean spiritual awareness from. This could be a week where you actually reap the fruit of your efforts, whatever those efforts are. Maybe you end up having a sense of gratitude given a situation, or you realize that there's a mentality that you've been carrying of scarcity, of lack, of poverty, and not necessarily in financial terms.